Hi and welcome back to my little playthrough of Visions, which is currently on Kickstarter and is designed by Thomas Neu. I think rule-wise I was doing okay, but I was pretty cheaty when it comes to the yellow player. I believe I forgot to give him at least 4 more person energy because I simply didn't give him the second reward of one of the cards. And I also only gave him 2 points of door, but here I'm not 100% sure if that should have been 3 or 4, but I think it were 4 of those door points if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm now wrong again, I don't care, because this is then the bonus for cheating pretty much for this yellow player. But I think apart from that we should be pretty much doing okay. So let's start our next round. And the idea of this second episode is to show you what will happen when we reach this magical threshold here, the 20 victory points. The same would be true for 30 victory points, and yeah, 40 victory points would more or less trigger the end of the game. But I think for today I hope I will make it until 20 points, because there are some things that are happening. And again, this will be different when you play it solo compared to the multiplayer version of the game. Originally I thought I would have a really bad card, but I just noticed something which I can do, and I think I will do that right away. So first of all, I will cash in my house vision energy here whatsoever. So I will give it back 1-on-1, so 7 points in total, and this give me 2 vision stones of my choice. And in this case I will go for a green one and a black one here. So we are already 1 stone short of getting an additional 5 victory points. That's not too bad. I still have the perfect cards to make a connection to this outer family card up there. So here is 1 card, we need 2 of those, keep that in mind. Here's my second card. The second card will get discarded as usual. Now we have traced a line to the outer family card. And now I get those 2 rewards. Remember, I can exchange those stones with stones from other players, or also the visionary energy. But of course I will totally go for this white stone here. But I'm not so sure about this house energies here. So I think in this case I will give 2 house energy to the yellow player, and therefore I take 2 person energy from the yellow player instead, and this brings me now closer to those 4 victory points up here. Of course we are not done yet, as we can still take one of those white stones, which we would place onto our vision card, and yeah, guess what, we scored an additional 5 victory points. So those stones go back to the drawback, but I will definitely not complain about 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 additional victory points. Overall I'm doing not too bad, to be honest. Last thing to do is to draw our 3 cards. Yeah, those fit in nicely over there, not too bad. And yeah, this one goes here. Doesn't help me at this point in time, at least. So back to the yellow player. Hope I will not forget something again today. Again, a full hour. Oh man, I hate those. But first thing first, this card goes here. So he gets a green stone. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. And of course, this is also his 5th stone, so he will cash those stones in right away to also score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Good thing is there weren't 3 of a kind, so he's not progressing on his master vision. But this time I will not forget the second reward here, and as this card was empty, it's getting replenished right away. But first of all, let's give the yellow player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more energy here on the house track, and yeah, he will cash those guys in pretty much right away. So that's 7 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And as I get to choose which stones he gets, I decided to go for a green and a black one. Okay, let's replenish the family card up here. What did we get? Another house space. Okay, 2 random stones and 1 victory point. Wow, that's a cool one. 1 and 2. And I think we are still not done yet, right? We have played a full hour here. So I get to choose which reward each of us gets. The problem is, normally I would give those guys the white stone here, but unfortunately this would mean the red player had 3 white stones. He would progress on his master vision for another 3 points. I think that's a bad thing to do, to be honest. So I think I will get a white cube in this case, and they will both get 2 vision energy on the house track. Unfortunately, this means the red player can cash this in right away. And I guess he will go for a black and a green cube for now. I think overall that's okay. Let's place our white stone, and I think I will place this stone onto this space here. This concludes the end of the yellow player. I really hope I haven't forgotten anything this time. Over to the red player, and yeah, this sucks. He will place this card here. Dip, dip. Bad thing really is he gets the 5th stone, and that's a white stone. I really hate that. On top of this, he also gets 3 energy for the person track, so he gets 4 more points for that. Though this turn really hurts. So let's start with the easy thing. So let's give him the white cube. He will cash those 5 cubes in for 5 victory points. There were 3 of a kind, so he will also progress on his master vision for an additional 3 points. So overall, those are 8 points in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are still not done yet, as he gets 3 more person energy. 1, 2, and 3. He will cash those guys in. 2 will remain for an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points, and now we have reached this magical track here. As one of the AI player has triggered this special spot here, they more or less get to choose which of those tracks now get more expensive for me. So I have to take one of those stones here now, but I will decide that by drawing one of those time cards. And as per the solo rules, 12-15 means that my ancestor track gets exchanged. So I will take one of my big blue cubes here. I will replace it with one of those vision stones here. This will only show me that those rewards are now 1 point more expensive. So in order to cash this first reward in, I would have to spend all 3 points now, and here would be 5 points and so on this track. But of course, this is only true for me. It does not really affect the virtual players in this case. But I'm also have to place this stone here now on my vision card here, and I have to place it either on this wildcard space outside here so that it will not affect me, or I have to place it on one of those stones with this white dot here. I think I will place it on this black cube here for now. First of all, I cannot complete this row now in any direction. This is no longer possible, but it will help me to advance on my master vision. So it's also kind of a good thing at some point in time. Right now, it's definitely not good. Let me show you that. And yeah, I think this was now really the end of this turn. Was really bad enough. In the multiplayer version of the game, a lot more things are going to happen when we reach this 20 or 30 threshold, because this is, let's say, a very cool catch-up mechanism, because the player who is behind then gets to choose some rewards from the other players. He will dictate which row gets more expensive and so on, and also can cash in this particular row and can take it from the other players. Again, a very nice catch-up mechanism. Unfortunately, this is not in place for the solo game. It has to be challenging after all, but just to let you know that this works slightly different in the, let's say, normal version of the game. Let's do one final round before I call it a game, and I think I can do something relatively cool, or kind of cool, today. First of all, I have to cash in this ancestor track. It's not the person track, it's the ancestor track. It sounds much nicer. Keep in mind, it's now more expensive. In order to get this reward, I have to spend all 3 points, but the next card placement is reduced by 1, and I really need that, as I want to have this reward up there. I have 3 cards that matches here, so we need 3, but as there is a card, keep in mind we have to play 1 more. Due to our reward, we virtually played 1 additional card, so we are perfectly fine placing or making the link to this card up there. First of all, I can now get choose which stone, so I don't have to necessarily take the white and the red one here, but I think for now, black one, I think black is fine, so I will take this for sure. But I really wanted to have this victory point up there. That's definitely an easy gain, that's for sure. Let's place our black stone, and I think I will place that stone up here. And the idea is really to get at least 2 more black stones, because 1 black stone is already completed, so this is always completed. Now if I get a second stone, nothing really would happen, but if we get a third black stone, we would be allowed to progress on the master vision because it matches the color here. So overall this may work out in the later stage of the game, but that's already the end of my turn, I guess. So let's draw 3 more cards. This goes here and those guys go there. Overall not great again. Over to the yellow player. That's not a full hour, but that's kind of a good card because it will be placed here, and now all of those time cards will be removed. And again, this is really good for the solo player because it's much cheaper to play those cards here. But first of all, he would get 1 white stone and 3 ancestor energy. So here's the white stone and 1, 2, 3 ancestor energy. And next we would remove all those time cards here, and I really love this playmat. And I think we also have to exchange this family card up there. So let's see what we get. Wow, that's our first gemstone. Wow, a green and a white cube. So in this case we could get 2 stones in 1 single turn. That's really nice. But of course we also have to play at least 4 cards in order to connect to that heirloom there. That was the yellow player. Yeah, that's the case. Let's move over to red. And for him we also have a pretty straightforward turn. He will simply connect to this ancestor card down there. He would get 1 green stone and 1, 2, 3 ancestor energy. That's again the end of the round, and I think I will call it an end for this playthrough. I really hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough playthrough of Visions here using the solo rules. Again, keep in mind the game feels a little bit different when playing this in the normal competitive fashion against real persons. But I think overall the core mechanics are more or less kind of the same, like placing those cards, getting those rewards, and you name it. Again, the next time a player crosses this 30, so this is gone now, this is only when this space is reached for the first time apparently, so then again the rewards would get more expensive for me, and then if one of the players crosses this line, this would really trigger the end of the game. And as I always go first in a playthrough, whenever let's say they reach over it, then they would call it the end of the game, and in this case they have automatically won. I really hope you enjoyed my little video about Visions here. Keep in mind it's still on Kickstarter for at least 2 or 3 more weeks, so go check out the campaign page and grab yourself a copy. Again, you will find a link to the campaign in the description of this video. I'm pretty sure you will like this game. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and yeah, until then, bye bye.